Hello and welcome to Trashy Trashy, where we take a dumpster dive on this week's garbage people and look at all the trashy news stories. My name is Erica and I am your host.
My name is Cassandra and I'm your other host. Good morning. We're coming to you live from the morning.
Oh, good morning. It just feels so good to just take in the trash early.
Yeah. And I shouldn't have said live. We're not live. If you think this podcast is live, what do you think we do all day? We just sit around and wait for you to listen?
Yeah. I thought this was live. I thought we were coming to I thought this was like a morning radio show.
Oh, man. The morning radio shows have been morning radio showing lately. I texted you the other day about it. It was like we turn on the car and it was the Woody Show, which is on Alt 98.7 in Los Angeles. But I think it's like a national show. It must be. Like, it doesn't feel catered to Los Angeles audience. But he was like, oh, call in. We're talking about your first lesbian experience or something, like just something like wanting straight women to call in to talk about like a gay moment that they had. And I'm like, how many of these like call screeners are just getting calls from actual lesbians being like, are you fucking serious?
Yeah.
I don't know. It was just like, I honestly felt like I had entered the car and then was put in a time machine. It's crazy.
That's truly bonkers.
It was weird.
I also, love, I have a love-hate with the morning.
Sure.
I went through I was cleaning up my old tweets when old Elon took over, our new world daddy. And
right.
I found a tweet that I had called in to the morning rodeo. I called into Kevin and Bean in 2011 and I made it to the show.
Yeah.
I was on a segment. I was live on the air and I had called in about a time that I was stuck in a tanning bed. My back had gone out while I was tanning at a tanning spa in my college town. And I like couldn't move. I couldn't get up. I couldn't stand. I couldn't get up at all. So I had to, it was like The Revenant, the Leonardo DiCaprio movie where he fights a bear.
What? Sure.
That was my struggle.
We saw that together. Do you remember that?
Yes. Yeah.
We went to a SAG screening for that.
Yep.
And I had no idea what the movie was. That was fun.
You were like, a nice Leonardo DiCaprio movie. Maybe he'll get just a cup of tea and just be nice.
That was when I started that's when I stopped watching previews before movies. It was because I had so much fun and was so surprised by that movie.
Yeah.
Because I was like, if you would have talked to me beforehand and been like, oh, the posters are all around town. What do you think this is? I'm like, I don't know. Just another Leonardo DiCaprio Oscar bid. No clue what happens, though. Couldn't have told you that it was about him fighting a bear for 2 hours.
Well, so what I did was I had to roll myself just start like rolling back and forth gently to get momentum. And then eventually like get the momentum up. Every inch was painful, but I rocked and rolled myself out of the tanning bed eventually to crawl to my cell phone to call a friend, like I was in there for 40 minutes, it was humiliating, but I called a friend. I was like, I need you to come pick me up and walk here and drive me home.
Call the business.
I did not want to see those tanning girls are vicious. That is, I am not having the tanning gals come see me butt ass naked in a tanning bed, just like a worm, like Heidi Klum was for Halloween.
But you were burning.
No, the tanning bed had stopped.
Oh, it turned off.
You were butt ass naked in a turned off tanning bed.
Did you at least open it?
I mean, you can push it up, but you can't, can't go nowhere. It was bad. It was bad.
Wow.
But I told that story and they, of course, said, were you naked? All these questions. It was just gross. Just so gross. But yeah, I called in.
Naked.
Yeah. I can't remember how they sound. Like,
No, that
"Yeah."
sounds right.
And then like I'm sure like a beluga horn went off like God. Anyway, yeah.
Why are you trash?
Yes. Thank you so much for asking.
Besides that.
I mean, besides that, I love so many things, but I'm so, I'm so grateful for the rideshare experiences that I've had in my life.
Mm-hmm.
What a neat opportunity that all cabs and Lyfts and Ubers have afforded me. I've had some unique experiences. I've had an Uber driver that was supposed to be taking me to West Hollywood take off for downtown, and that's the opposite direction. For those of you who don't know, that's the
Were
opposite of
you
direction.
terrified?
Yeah, so I did fake phone call. And I was like, yeah, I'm on my way to West Hollywood. Yeah, no, I'm meeting people. Yeah, babe. Oh, yeah. Oh, you're tracking my location? Yeah, 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 of course. I did fake phone call and then they made a turnaround. Anyway,
Wow.
but I was in an Uber driver the other day. I was on Uber ride. And the
Mm-hmm.
driver asked me and my partner, Winston, they were trying to tell a story and they were trying to, describe something. And they said they were trying to describe something and tell this story. And they said, hey, what's a better word for the R word that we all describe people as in the 90s and early 2000s? The,
Oh my
the big
God.
R word. And we just said, yeah, um, I really need the context, I guess. But they said it like 3 or 4 times trying to describe the thing they were saying, but I need a better word for that. And we were like, yeah, I wouldn't use that one. But
Whoa.
we were just sitting there trying to be like, hey, are we the pedestal elite liberals that we think we are? Or are we how do we assist this person to be better, which we think they're asking for, but they continue to use it? So it was just like it was a scale prop. It was like there were scales before us just weighing one side or the other. It was like the scale of justice, social justice before us. And we panicked. We were like, yeah, maybe try this. It was a very garbage situation. And we were like, how do we say no? They're asking to be better, so we can't say anything. It was just very
Sure.
uncomfortable, very stupid. But I don't. There wasn't ill intent in their question, or even I think their delivery.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I realized there was no ill intent in their question. I just didn't know
What
how to
a
handle it.
what a controversial, you're really taking a gamble, to be that Lyft driver who's like, my story today. Because I was a Lyft driver for a little bit, like when it first was getting started, and it was like a nice way to make extra money before you realize that it actually isn't a nice way to make extra money.
Yeah.
And you do end up repeating yourself a lot throughout the day, because at least I did, because I maybe am a little bit socially awkward. And so like I kind of like made a deal with myself as to like what topics of conversation I was going to like discuss with people if I had to speak,
Mm-hmm.
So if other drivers do that, then that's interesting that guy was like, all right, today is going to be the day that I really try to crack this nut.
Yeah. 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 Well, why are you trash, dear?
Well, the holidays are upon us. And I was in show choir in high school for 2 years. And show choir, as seen on Glee, can be quite vigorous. So, you catch a cold or you get sick or something, too bad, because every week, every weekend, something is happening. So I happened to catch a cold leading up to the winter concert. And this is my first year in choir, and I had to show the fuck out because I wanted to get bumped up to the advanced choirs like the next year,
Of course. Yeah.
And so, and I fancied myself as the best singer in my current choir, which is stupid. I probably wasn't, but I am the main character in my own story. So when I caught this cold, my voice was going out. I was like, fuck my fucking solo, because I did have a solo.
Mhm.
And the solo was in like higher octave of my voice, which
Okay.
is not a voice that I'm comfortable in, but like I fucking nailed the solo. So I had to just trust the process. Anyways, I can't remember now if it was a rehearsal or if it was a performance, but I go up and I do my solo, like there is more to this time of year, whatever. and then like then you step back and you get into formation and the whole choir finishes this as long as there's Christmas, whatever. And I had to show out. So my voice was like squeaky because of this cold. Like I was unwell, but I was like, but I still was like, I could project louder than any of these fucks. And I have to like, this choir needs me in this moment.
Yeah, of course.
And so I was projecting, I was singing my heart out. My shit sounded fucking awful. I think I almost like in my head was like, if they hear how hard I'm trying, like everyone will pity me and be like, wow, like we
What a
really need her.
hero.
And she's
Yeah.
what a hero. And I remember the choir leader who was like a senior that year, and she was in advanced choir, but she also did this like, lower choir, because some kids would do more than one. She stood next to me, and I don't think that she liked me very much, and that's fine because I didn't like her very much, and I'm pretty sure she slept with my boyfriend. But
Mhm.
in that moment, she squeezed my hand, and in my head, I translated it to, I'm getting the pity I deserve right now.
Yeah, of course.
She can hear how much this is hurting me but I'm still giving out my all to the choir. But in retrospect, as someone who has squeezed the hand or a knee of someone who needed to maybe be quiet,
Camp it back.
I think now that was her intention. I think she was squeezing my hand to politely say, you need to stop singing so loud. It's fucking crazy. And it only took me, it only took me 14 years to realize that, or maybe 16, 17 years now. It's only taken me almost 20 years to realize that maybe for the winter concert, I should have toned it back.
Yeah.
And that I had the rest of the year to prove myself.
Wow.
So, oops.
Wow.
I love to sing.
You do. And you have a beautiful voice.
Thank you.
I mean, sometimes you just never know what is too much, similar to the man in our first story.
Yeah. From MSN.com, a man planted the world's most dangerous plant because he was bored.
Men will literally grow the world's most dangerous plant rather than go to therapy.
Absolutely.
Sorry, men.
So there's this plant that's native to Australia and Malaysia called the Gimpy Gimpy. And it can deliver a sting that is so painful that it can cause suicidal thoughts, which I don't know if that's editorializing or if that's true.
I mean, have you ever had one of those like pick headaches, like where it's just like a flash that's so painful, but it's only for like a second?
Yeah.
Those have brought me to my knees before, where it's like, I can't live in this world. Like, I get it,
Yeah. I mean, I don't think I've had like I've been in a pain before, but I don't think I've had a continuous pain that has made me think it's time to end it, or like it's time to cut off this limb.
Yeah. Um, so the man from Oxford said he wanted to add a bit of drama to his gardening. Okay. Okay. A bit of
Fun.
drama.
Sure.
So yeah, he wanted to see if he could add some danger. And he got the seeds from a company in Australia. It was like $60 Australian, so it wasn't cheap. Okay. And so he was bored with his geraniums. Ugh, who hasn't been bored with their geraniums?
Geraniums?
Geranium? I don't know. I don't
Geraniums. I think it's geraniums.
Oh, fucking plants. I don't know. I
All
don't know
right.
flowers.
All
But yeah,
right.
you're probably right. That sounds better. But yeah, that's
I'm just
insane.
reading it.
Yeah, no, you're probably correct. That's crazy though. Why does he do that?
I mean, there's tons of like difficult plants to take care of, you
Have you
know?
ever tried to keep an orchid alive? Do that. You're
A
bored.
basil plant, a tomato, like I mean,
Ugh.
there's anything that's not a fucking pothos, honestly,
Yeah.
is a challenge to keep alive, in my
Yeah.
opinion. But yeah, so he like got this crazy fucking weed, and he keeps it in a cage, and the cage says danger. Like, I don't know.
When asked if he'd been stung yet, he said he's had a few brushes with danger.
Boo.
Boo. Get out of here. Ugh. Anyway, yes, we've had several stories in the last few weeks about cheating scandals.
You know what? Honestly, it seems to affect everybody. There is nothing sacred.
Nothing. There was cheating in podcasting. People were inflating their numbers. Did you know
Really?
that? Yes, that was a huge, huge story. People were basically overinflating. They were buying. So when you would do like those, like online game, games on your cell phone, and you would have to watch an ad, they were somehow putting podcasts on those, so it would count as a view, even if it was just like 3 or 4 seconds of a clip. It would count as a view, so that they could get their ad dollars up.
I mean,
skyrocketing.
That doesn't bother me that much.
No integrity in the game, but yeah. Anyway, so now we've had fishing, we've had chess, we've had poker, and now is there nothing sacred?
Cornhole.
Now, some people call it bags in different regions of the U.S.
Yeah, I mean, it's cornhole.
It's cornhole. So from the dailymail.co.uk, professional cornhole is rocked by Baggate, a cheating scandal after top team used thinner and lighter bags to win $15,000 prize. So
this is a 2022 American Cornhole League World Championship held in Rock Hill, South Carolina. So there's a number one ranked team was accused by their competitor of using bags that were not up to code, which has fans now saying the dirty underbelly is being exposed. There's a dirty underbelly to competitive cornhole.
In my mind, the dirty underbelly is just people not bathing that.
Here's what's up. If every single thing that people do for fun has a dirty underbelly, humans are the problem. Like, money is so whoever wins this, gets $15,000. So $15,000 is enough for people to expose their true colors, and it's dirty.
Didn't Giselle's ex-husband have a cheating scandal? What's his name? Tommy?
Tom Brady?
Yeah, didn't he like inflate football?
Inflategate. Tom Brady is we simply can't get into it. People get too crazy about it. But yes, there has been allegations in the past of Tom Brady and the Patriots coach Bill something, I don't know. Anyways, they've been accused of cheating many times. So this is, I guess, a similar thing where the rival said that the number one team was using underweight bags, said that the bags were too thin, which then as they were investigating it, they realized that the competitors' bags weren't up to code either. So, like, he whom smelt it dealt it almost. Like, both of them were apparently not. By the way, there's a very easy solution to this. Very easy. Why is the
Why do you get to bring your own bags?
Yeah, why does the American Cornhole League provide the bags?
Yeah.
That's on or like put your specs up online so that everyone can make sure that they're using, like,
oh no, the league should furnish them. That should be you don't get to bring your own equipment.
Absolutely. Like, that's great. Of
they have to be
cheating.
6 by 6 inches and weigh 16 ounces, as the American Cornhole League dictates. Now,
so you provide the 6 by 6 and 16. So, because they started talking about all the different ways that people cheat, like someone runs over their bags to like flatten them, because I guess they throw better when they're flat. Other people have boiled the bags in like vinegar to make them slipperier or more slippery.
That's insane.
Like, what on earth?
My favorite part of this whole article is somebody from the Addicted to Cornhole Facebook group said, quote, "I think it's funny that everyone believed it would be all friendships and rose petals forever in cornhole." Like, that person's hurt. Like, that.
Yeah.
That is the words of a broken person.
This person is like, cornhole's their life, and they're like, well, just like everything else in life, I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop,
Fucking Linda left. The kids don't speak to me, and now cornhole.
Well, what should I even expect? But so like they're saying that for the 2023 season that they're making, major steps to reduce cheating. Is it just providing the bag? Like, you think that baseball teams get to bring their own baseballs? That's part of what Inflategate was, I think, with the football team, is that the football, like Patriots and whomever they were playing, all had their own footballs or something. I don't know how it happened, but you just can't.
Like, in baseball, you get to bring your own bats, which is, I think, bad. I think the league should also issue those.
Well, no, because it's if you swing better with
corking,
huh?
They've had corking problems with it.
What's corking?
Where you hollow out the bat, you put something in it, right? I don't know.
Oh, well, I mean, baseball, they let them use steroids too. So, well, sorry, officially.
Allegedly. Yeah, a cork bat is a modified bat that's filled with cork or other lighter, denser substance to make the bat lighter. The lighter bat gives a quicker swing and may improve a hitter's timing, and it creates a trampoline. Yeah, this is the way. So softball, so the metal bats that are used in fast pitch softball, they're hollow, but there's a substance in this where essentially what you do is you have to break them in. There's a substance inside where you have to break in quotations, a bat. And then what happens is once that inner shell of the bat is broken in, it creates like a trampoline effect. So like, you're not just hitting it with the metal inside, the inside, like the metal outside, the metal inside. Basically what you do is when it hits, it's more like trampolining off the bat rather than just like the bat ball combination.
That for some reason doesn't bother me. But then I guess you think about it. What is the difference between getting to use your own bat versus getting to bring your own slippery bags?
I don't know. Speaking of slippery bags, let's get into our next story from InsideTheMagic.net.
Oh, Erica. Gee, that transition is hilarious.
Woman removed from multiple attractions at theme park as breast cause safety hazard.
Okay, you tell the story, because I don't think I can do so while being fair.
I'm sniffing a little. I don't know if this one's on my truth meter, but yeah. Okay. So one of the world's most well-known theme parks is once again under fire for not being completely accessible for all types of guests. And this time the paying visitor was left completely mortified when the guest team member brought up her chest in front of lines of other people. Yes, the guest breast caused a safety hazard at the theme park. leaving her unable to ride multiple attractions. Of course, theme parks worldwide have numerous health and safety measures and protocols in place to support the guest experience, all to ensure that there is no risk to the guests while experiencing the attractions. That being said, not all theme parks are accessible for all types of guests, and informed about who can ride will be found in the respective
What do
parks.
you work for this? You work for this place?
I'm just not the information will be provided on the website ahead of time so guests can, plan out their visit. However, one guest visiting Alton Towers competitor Thorpe Park Resort in the United Kingdom did not anticipate that her breast would make her unable to ride multiple rides at the leisure destination.
Okay. So,
No. Here's the thing. The woman
does it
had
really say on the website that your proportions have to be of such
38, 28, 36 or
Yeah, I was trying to think.
like a rap song.
Yeah. I mean, okay, fine, whatever.
Yeah. So
Carry on.
the guest 27 said that her 38
Speaking to the sun, speaking to the
sun.
sun,
Rupert
will-
Murdoch's The Sun.
yeah, speaking to the sun.
Which, I mean, honestly, would we sell our legs to be under his empire and be paid? I mean, probably, but what a bad man right now. Finger wagging. So her
I don't
size
know.
38E breast caused her visit to Thorpe Park in Surrey, England to be completely unenjoyable, causing a state of embarrassment and relatively unused the £200 ticket, the disgruntled guest experience. So she tried to board several rides, the Swarm, Stealth, and Nemesis, but had to get off each ride because the safety restraints would not click into place. She'd visited 40 theme parks before without issue and was told in front of the other queuers, your chest is too big. Now, here is where, are you sniffing the bullshit meter?
Yes.
Okay. Sandra, I'm gonna cue in the listeners. I'm gonna let everybody know. I'm a 38J boob size. I don't use breasts like this eloquent paper an article has. And never in my life has a theme park ride not fit over my chesticles. I've been to Disney many times. I've been to a Frontier City. I've been to a Six Flags. I've been to some offshoot theme park, run by Bob and his swamp wife,
Sure.
Matilda. I've never not had that safety harness go over these bazongas,
Honestly, it's because she was trying to say that every time she would sit in a ride, the person would go up to her and be like, your boobs are too big. You have to get off this ride. And she says that it happens to her on 3 different rides and that, she didn't get a refund for the ticket basically. And that the employees told her husband to bring someone else next time. I'm sorry, but until the article changes to this woman's lawyer speaking to this
Right.
publication.
Right.
Because are you kidding me? That's why I think it's fake. Because if this actually happened, don't you think someone would sue over this? Because it feels discriminatory, the way that she allegedly was being treated.
Exactly.
I think that this woman maybe had some sort of thing occur where she got on the ride, but then maybe it didn't click into place and she took it to say that this is because of my boobs, or I don't know exactly what happened, but
Yeah.
I don't think that this is true at all. I think that this woman was she's got beef with this theme park.
Yeah.
Her funnel cake came out shitty or something, and she's decided to burn this place to the ground with anyone who will listen, and the Sun will listen.
Yeah. I mean, they're always listening. Yeah.
Yeah. So, because I think that the least that could happen is if you end up being too big for the rides, that the theme park would be like, hey, sorry about that. Here's your money back or something.
Yeah.
They wouldn't go, it says on our website that you have to have smaller bazongs in order to get on. I don't know.
Yeah.
Seems Seems fake, seems like bullshit. And speaking of bullshit, let's talk about some fine art.
Yes. Is it all a scam? Anyway, so from the BBC.com, a prestigious news site,
Mm-hmm.
Piet Mondrian. A Piet Mondrian artwork displayed upside down for 75 years.
Fun fact, I've seen this.
Oh, she.
I've seen this because I am a fine art aficionado. Of course, I saw it in Paris. So, an artwork by an abstract Dutch painter, Piet Mondrian, has been hanging upside down in various galleries for 75 years, according to an art historian. Like, you know, I want to say that this is also bullshit. I don't think that's bullshit. I think that this, that people might actually believe that this happened, but don't you think that the artist would have said something when his art went up? Because he was still alive when
Was he?
this art, I think. Let's see when he died. This story makes me think that he was still alive. Otherwise, he died in 1944. Oh, yeah. And it was put up in display, in 1945. So he couldn't have told them if it was upside down. I still think it's bullshit, though.
Yeah.
First of all, this artwork, for anyone who's curious, it just looks like someone put a bunch of painter's tape and mapped out a grid in like yellow, red, and blue kind of electrical tape. Like that.
You don't understand art.
Yeah. It's called New York City, but like it, I mean, this looks like wrapping paper. So whatever, it's cubism, it's abstract, it's art. But I would never think to look at that and go, I think that might be upside down.
No.
Like, what do you mean? What do you mean it's upside down? And then when you go through the story, they're talking about, oh, it's so obvious now. It is? I don't know.
Who are these? Oh, it's so obvious now.
Of course, now you can see that the way that it's, all like cross-hatched in the bottom is obviously the sky, and these are buildings. It's so obvious. It's upside down.
I can't believe we didn't see it.
Well, so it's been upside down now for so long because it's traveled, around the world. Like it went up in New York's MoMA, then it went to Germany, and then, it was in the Pompidou in Paris, which is where, trashy host Cassandra Cardenas saw it. And it's been upside down now for so long that they're like, well, if we turn it right side up, the painting will fall apart because I don't know, like the electrical tape is used to being one way. I don't think this is made of electrical tape, but it looks like it, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's insane. Yeah. Art is in the eye of the beholder.
Yes. I mean, who are we to be disrespectful?
We're just dumb little munchkins. I don't know. Anyway, I mean, everything has a value, an intrinsic value, and everything is seen and, valued in different ways, and things
Some
are
people
important to
value experience.
Yes, some people value experiences. Some people value weigh things differently. So similar to the parents in this next story. So.
Yes, from Mirror.co. Mom and dad branded disrespectful as they ditch son's wedding to watch a sport.
Now, was it the World Cup? Because that only happens every 4 years. So,
well, but I think people know when that's going to go down. So basically, this couple plans their wedding. Everyone's going, especially his parents. And then it was 3 months prior that they were like, hey, we're actually not gonna come because there's this 2-week-long tournament and that your wedding falls in those 2 weeks,
which is bonkers. I mean, so there's this game called Calcio Fiorentino, or called historic football. And it's like soccer and rugby have a baby, kind of. And it's only played in Florence. And they play it to this day.
Uh-huh.
And basically there's like 4 teams, and that's it. And you are a blue, red, white, or green. And it's like a section of the city that if you're born in that section of the city, that is your color. Like that's you. There's no, oh, I'd like to be a red. Nope. You are a blue. That is, if you're born in this address, you are a blue for life. It doesn't matter where you live now. If you're born there, this is what you play. But it is like one of the most violent sports in the world. It's truly like punches, kicks, de-teething. Like it's like a blood sport. Like deaths have happened playing this game. But they play it like once a year. Like basically in June. And again, it's like there's 4 teams that do it, but it is, I watched a documentary about it on Netflix. People will like get an apartment in a part of the city if they're having children, so that their child can be born a green, if that's because they're a green, even if they live in like the white or whatever now. But it's like a blood sport. So like I understand if this was happening, I'd be like, I'm sorry, I can't go to your wedding. I have to go watch this.
Does it have to go do Fight Club?
I have to go do Fight Club. Yeah, I have to go do blood sport. Like sucker punches, kicks to the head are banned right now. That's it. But those are the only things that are banned. Everything else, choking, headbutting, punching, elbow. It's the most insane. You have to watch it. It's a Netflix. I think it's called like Extreme Sport or something. There's almost no rules. It's true. Home Games. Home Games is the Netflix feature. It's the most insane thing. If that were happening, I would miss your wedding for it. But other than that, no excuses. That's all.
You know, the thing that's extra bad about this is that the couple's parent or the groom's parents had agreed to pay for the flowers, and then kind of like just assumed that everybody would like take the hint that since they're not coming anymore, they're not paying for the flowers.
No.
So they didn't find that out until like day of. And so like some people had to like run off to a grocery store to buy, you know, something so that like at least the bride and the bridesmaids would have a bouquet to hold. But like even like their wedding planner like didn't really know that that was happening. So yeah, it's I don't know.
That's insane. That's crazy. I hate that.
It's pretty gnarly. You know, we're having our wedding during spring training, baseball.
Oh, yeah.
And,
oh, sorry that I can't make it anymore. Sorry.
Honestly, like
Yeah,
my partner's dad was, because they go to spring training every year. He was like, well, we dismissed it because of the pandemic, and you know, we were able to go last year, but it was a little late. Okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
like
you
we're
know, I
literally
follow
getting
the Falcons, so I gotta go.
the Falcons, the baseball team.
Yeah. The
It's baseball spring training is what I'm talking about.
yeah, the
Yeah, the
Kentucky
California
Falcons.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's trashy. I can't believe the next story though.
Speaking of trashy,
Yeah.
truly,
Trash on the ground.
from WSBTV.com. A trail of candy wrappers leads GA deputies to 9 people accused of leading burglary. And I would have gotten away with it if it weren't for those darn kids. This is Scooby-Doo activity. Like, this is truly Scooby-Doo.
You know, you read through it and you're like, this is stupid. This is crazy. But then you do start to feel bad near the end for the burglars because it sounds like they might be unhoused or something. I don't know. Anyways, here's what happened is that they were hitting houses. It's a burglary ring, as police are describing it. But It was a bag of Milky Way candy bars that helped them solve the case because, this one person got robbed. They knew that they got robbed when they noticed that there was a Carhartt beanie on the kitchen counter that wasn't his, which, like, don't leave things behind. I mean, this is just messy crime. Like, look, we don't endorse crime on Trashy Treasure podcast. We talk about it a lot, but we don't endorse it. But like, that just seems like burglary 101. Like, don't leave shit behind. Like, especially a beanie that's cut, like your hair's in that. I don't know. These people tried to rip out their AC unit. It doesn't sound like it worked. Everything was turned around, but they stole clothes, 4 guns, ammo, a chainsaw, anxiety pills, because I have anxiety if I was thinking about having 4 guns on me at once. And then they stole a bag of Milky Ways from the refrigerator, to like get theirs. But these stupid robbers, these little crooks couldn't wait until they got home to eat the Milky Ways, because they basically were just munching on the Milky Ways and littering the whole way, leaving a perfect trail to where they were living, the mobile home park where they were living.
So stupid. So stupid.
It's really dumb. Like, the investigator was like, yeah, we were walking on the trails through the woods by this person's house. And then the person was like, oh, my Milky Ways. Look at, there's wrappers. And then just like 9 little wrappers just like right up to the mobile home.
Like Hansel and Gretel's mom and dad, or like dad, he's like, oh, the trail.
I mean, honestly, like, come on. Don't litter.
Don't litter.
1 crime per day if you're going to do it, like, my goodness. I don't know. It's just so stupid. And it is. You're right. It's like Scooby-Doo. Like, they would be able to discover that. But honestly, speaking of crime, and I would say some vigilante justice.
Absolutely.
We're going to go to the WashingtonPost.com, and we're going to talk a little bit more about, you mentioned earlier, Elon Musk's Twitter. We haven't talked too much about it, or maybe we have. I don't know. I don't even remember what I ate yesterday.
It's a dumpster fire. I can't. It's too much. I think we need to let it all play out, and then we can kind of do a retrospective, because the wind changes every 2 hours with this story.
Truly.
So.
But we do like this one a lot. So there's a pharmaceutical giant called Eli Lilly who, overcharges the shit out of people who need insulin, which is fucked up. And so if you're familiar with the Twitter thing at all, you know that Elon Musk was like, verified accounts are stupid and anyone can have a verified account. Anyone can get that blue check mark for only $8. And so the internet went interneting, and people were buying they were buying the verified check mark for $8, but they were verifying themselves as these massive companies. Someone did Tesla, someone did, like Coca-Cola, someone did like a certain like world government and started like admitting to genocide, like all kinds.
Oh, like, yeah, a defense contractor.
Yes, the defense contractor.
But it was teeny instead of, gosh damn it, I can't remember which one, but it was amazing. Yeah, it was just instead of Lockheed Martin, it was like Lockheed Martin Teeny or something. Yeah.
But they were verified. And so someone took this for Eli Lilly and basically tweeted, we are excited to announce insulin is free now. And it was a verified account. And so they just lost millions, like, in stock immediately. I think I'm trying to find the number in the article really fast because it was amazing. It was something like
17 million.
No, it was oh yeah.
Wait, no. Yeah.
They're a $330 billion company.
Yeah. So it cost them 17 billion, correct?
Yeah. So yeah, something like that. So like just in a moment, because all of these shareholders were like, insulin's free, no thank you, which is like fucked up, but also like, I don't know, for some reason it make me happy because insulin was made by a man who sold that patent for like what, like
$1, so that it would
$1
always be available.
because he knows that it saves people's lives, and take pharmaceutical companies and take that $1 patent and make it like, however, like $140 a vial or whatever, probably more than that.
Outrageous, probably
Ridiculous.
more than that. Yeah.
Yeah, because people care about money more than they care about saving people's lives. And so this was fantastic. This was like fucking Batman, vigilante justice, Robin Hood, like take down the rich. I loved because Erica's not kidding. It does change with the wind. All of this that was happening with Eli Lilly, with Lockheed Martin, with Tesla. This was over the span of like 4 hours.
Yes.
Before Twitter had to shut down this like viral, or like this whole like, oh, you can purchase verification for $8. Like that's how long it was able to last.
Yeah.
Before
for $8, they brought down billions. It was incredible.
It was the best.
And all they did was ban those accounts. Okay. Take my $8. I've had the most fun taking down some capitalist, rich, terrible warmongers and people capitalizing on people's need for life. Like, okay, I had the best time of my life.
$8 to cost a huge pharmaceutical company billions in like an hour. Absolutely. Check. I'll pay 16.
I'll pay 20. I'll pay the original 20 that Elon said it should cost until Stephen King was like, I pay 8. And then he's like, oh, okay. So Bernie Sanders, the Senator Bernie Sanders said, he tweeted that the original discoverer of insulin patented it for $1, sold it. Eli Musk replied, or quote tweeted him that, Eli Lilly has more robust, better insulin. It's a better insulin. And then Eli Musk's own website, Twitter, fact checked him and was like, well, actually.
Yeah, it was, he argued, I think he said like, it wasn't $1, it was $25. And, that like, basically trying to like cover Eli Lilly, like this company's ass.
Yeah.
And
bootlick for Eli Lilly. And it's like,
but Twitter has fact checking software on there after like the, after Trump basically, and roasted his ass immediately. I mean, because it's in the algorithm to roast someone who lies on Twitter. So I don't know how much longer we're going to have Twitter, to be honest. It gets worse every second. Go ahead.
So as of Friday, November 18th, the latest update, Elon Musk gave everyone a ultimatum that you are either going to sign up for these like grueling hours, insanity, or resign by opt into these insanity hours by November 17th. Almost half the company that's left out of from the 7,000 employees that were laid down to 3,500, laid off to 3,500, almost like a majority said, no, we're not doing that. That's insane. We'll go somewhere else. His doomsday timer went off at 5:00 on the 17th, and he'd been begging employees to stay. So the entire payroll department resigned on the 17th. So how are any of these people that they are legally obligated to pay their severances and their current salaries going to get paid? The Android team had resigned as of the 17th. This website is sinking fast. We are on the Titanic. We are on the boat above watching the Titanic go down. This is horrible. But
wasn't it like he bought Twitter, fired like 50% of the people, and then with this new ultimatum was like, you work these crazy hours or you resign immediately and we'll give you like a month's pay severance or something like that. And like at least half people were like, okay, no, bye.
We have options.
Like, later. Like,
I watched a video of like people that had been there like 9+ years that were like counting down to the 5:00 deadline in the office. Like, how long have you been here? Great. 10, 9, 8.
Yeah.
And they were like,
all right,
anyway, let's see if our badges still work. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
They created some of the most sophisticated algorithms in the world. Like, they'll be fine.
Yeah. They're like, let's see if our badges still work. It's 5:00. But as of the 17th, their badges, everyone's badges and access to the site was cut off. Every employee's, because Elon wanted to make sure nobody like went in there and just like threw a pipe bomb basic in the code.
Hilarious.
Like afraid because everyone's like, I think what he thought, my opinion is he thought that just a couple of vocal outliers were like, this is bad, but everyone's going to want to bootlick me because I'm so great. And when people are like, no, we're not going to work in your apartheid emerald mine conditions, you lunatic. And he's like, well, but SpaceX and Tesla, but they work under these crazy conditions. And it's like, oh, people that are rocket scientists that don't have that many companies to work for agree to these conditions. I'm a fucking software engineer. I can go work for any amazing company. I'm out. Yeah, it's
Yeah, I think that he was it kind of reminds me of when Trump ran for president. Like you could have just kept being a vocal rich asshole.
lunatic. Yeah.
You know, and you could have kept committing your white collar crime, and you could have kept maybe people wanting you to run for president, but like you never actually, like kind of like how The Rock is right now. I really hope he doesn't run for president.
I almost do.
Like no, but like it's like you could have just kept doing that and like been, you know, the person that never was, but like who everyone, you know, like you could have just kept doing that. Elon Musk, but then you had to run for president, and now you like you're being indicted for all. Anyways, well, I have to talk about Trump, but like it just seems like a parallel of like these Machiavellian, like rich psychos who get their egos so inflated and their bank accounts so inflated that they suddenly start to believe the shit that they spew. Like Elon Musk could have just been like someone who is vocal, who has this weird fringe following, you know, and like, but goes down. He's like one of the richest men alive and created like this really great technology that we all use.
He didn't create shit. He just
well,
bought
I know. He bought it. I know.
Can't. Yeah. Sorry.
Excuse me. Sorry. He spearheaded electric cars and things like that like everyone, whatever. He could have just been that guy. And he could have said, man, maybe I should buy Twitter. This doesn't feel like a place for free speech anymore. And people could have been like, yeah, Elon, buy it. But then he could have just never done it. And he could have just been the guy that everyone like prophesied, like, oh, I wonder what it would have been like if Elon actually bought Twitter. Like, I bet it would have been awesome. Yeah. That's what he could have had.
Go out,
but
legendary.
Instead, he actually just bought it and is, you know, experiencing the part of power where you go ballistic, and is realizing, similar to Trump now, oh my God, like maybe people don't buy this bullshit as much as I thought they did. Maybe I've been lying to myself. And speaking of lying to ourselves,
oh baby,
what better way to find our way to the dumpster fire?
Are you ready?
Oh, I'm ready, girl.
It's a doozy. Buckle up. Secure your bank accounts, secure your crypto wallets, save your polycules, rank your partners in your polycules. It's time for the dumpster fire of the week.
Oh my God. I mean, you're passionate about this one, but I just have to put it out there. You remember, well, I don't know if you remember, but speaking of baseball, you know, like that there was this big, baseball is one of the sports that still has no advertisements on the jerseys, you know, like, cause you like watch soccer and they're covered in advertisements. Yeah. F1, they're covered in, but you know, it was a controversy when there was a Nike swoosh on the baseball jerseys. Oh. And now finally they're starting to go into having ads on their like sleeves. But the first like dip your toes into this moment was that all of the umpires had the FTX logo on their outfits. And it made you go, what is FTX? Mm. And, you know, like many things that seem to be surrounding us, it's another crypto company that's buying out sports stadiums or that's advertising. And you're like, when do people figure out that cryptocurrency isn't real? I don't know. That's not my business. I'm not going to get in an argument with anybody about it. So leave me alone.
All the emperor's new clothes. Anyway, so You might have been hearing the word FTX or the phrase FTX, FTX. What's going on? So it's a bankrupt crypto exchange. So here's what's happened. Here's a timeline of what's all happening. We're going to cover it. We're going to let you know we are the source of truth. And by that, I mean we've gathered information from usnews.com and the New York Post, the journalism of record.
Yeah, I don't know if you should use the word truth.
So problems have mounted for the collapsed cryptocurrency exchange FTX, which was struggling to account for money that went missing hours after it filed for bankruptcy. The imploding cryptocurrency trading firm FTX is now short billions with a B of dollars after experiencing the crypto equivalent of a bank run. So it was once known as the world's largest sought bankruptcy protection. It was once the world's largest exchange of cryptocurrency. Sought bankruptcy protection last week. Its CEO and founder resigned. This 30-year-old CEO and founder. Hours later, the trading firm said that there had been unauthorized access and that funds had disappeared. Huh.
And then we check, like, I mean, honestly, the next thing you do is check that guy's Instagram and he's like, huh, there he is, Barbados.
Mm-hmm.
You know? I mean, I'm making that up. I don't know that he did that, but I mean, like, file for bankruptcy, resign, clear the accounts, flee. It makes sense if it's a movie. I mean, you know, I'd watch it.
I mean, Barbados, extradition, U.S.
So it went bankrupt because there was fears on whether or not FTX had sufficient capital. You know, like, do you have enough money to like pay everyone out if like everyone decides to sell their Bitcoin overnight? Like that kind of thing. And they were supposed to sell itself to a crypto exchange rival, Binance, but the deal fell through when Binance's like due diligence was on the FTX balance sheet was still pending, basically being like, I don't think you have as much money as you say you do. Yeah. So we're not sure we want to buy you anymore, kind of thing.
So they said their assets were between 10 billion and 50 billion, which is that's not 10 to 12 billion, which is still a huge discrepancy.
Yeah.
10 to 50 billion. There's a website that I went on that was like, you just scrolled, right? You just scrolled and it was like, you scroll from 1 to 10,000. And it was like, oh, this is a bit of time to scroll. 10,000 to a million. Oh, it took me time. From a million to a billion, it was like 10 minutes of time almost to get there.
A billion is a lot of money. It's a lot of money.
Fathom how much money it is. I mean,
No.
that word gets thrown around so much time, but it was like, here it is in equivalence of time. It was so much time to scroll to a billion. It was insane. Anyway, it lists more than 30. I'm sorry.
I want to just point out that Deflategate's own Tom Brady was a major investor in FTX, like as if his life couldn't get worse as he decides to come out of retirement for no reason when he could have Tom Brady, Donald Trump, Elon Musk, you could have went down as the best quarterback to ever live. And yet you decided to come back again. And you're divorcing your wife, who I've seen a lot of TikTok accounts saying that she's a witch and like that she casts spells and she's the reason that Tom Brady was successful. And you know what? I buy it. And then you lose a huge amount of money that you invested into this wacky, I mean, we don't know, we're about to get to why it's wacky, but this wacky crypto firm that has now gone under.
Cass, tinfoil hat time. Tinfoil hat time. Woo. Maybe Tom, here's my theory. Maybe Tom came out of retirement, had to go back to work because he knew this was all about to go under. He knew he was going to be sued from being in these ads. And he was like, oh, I got to go back to work because I'm about to be sued for advertising for this scam.
I mean, how much money is too much money, I suppose. But his ex-wife certainly has a lot more of it than he does. So who knows? Yeah, maybe it was like he saw the writing on the wall and he was like, well, there goes my retirement fund.
Yep.
Time to get back to work.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
here's the should we dive into the CEOs?
Oh yeah. Oh baby. So the CEO. So the CEO is named Sam Bankman-Fried. He had a hedge fund called Alameda Research. It also filed for bankruptcy. He recently was estimated to be worth $23 billion. It was a prominent political donor to the Democrats. Anyway, so Alameda also filed for Chapter 11. There's been a lot of talk of him on social media, of course. But what gets more interesting, a little step in. Bankman-Fried and his ex-lover, Caroline Ellison, were reportedly part of a 10-person group, or a polycule, a polyamorous group, that ran FTX and its sister cryptocurrency trading firm, Alameda Research, from a luxury penthouse in the Bahamas.
So they figured this out, or this is all coming out because I guess Carolyn had a Tumblr page where she would like enter in detailed like journal entries about her polyamorous lifestyle. So this massive cryptocurrency trading firm was run by 10 people who were all like, this is how I imagine these big rich companies are run, is
right,
by
everyone just like
a group of
each
people
other and a
fucking
group of
each other. Like this honestly makes it make more sense to me. Because I wonder to myself, I'm like, how on earth do these like super, super rich people, how are they allowed to just get bankruptcy after bankruptcy after and like just keep screwing up? And it's like, oh, because it's a 10-person group of like people who fuck each other. Like, oh, okay. I don't know why that, because everything is so crazy already that like it almost feels, it's like when you think when you dive into like cults or Scientology, the crazier it gets, somehow the more comfort you feel. Like in a way. So she like goes on this whole like deal on her Tumblr about her feelings towards polyamorous relationships and like masochism, and how she thinks that like, you know, that one's partner should be ranked and that it should be a competitive atmosphere where people are trying to achieve a higher ranking. I don't know. I mean, like this has nothing to do necessarily with FTX, but like,
but it does,
but it does in a way, because it's like, I mean, this is, you know, now they're like, do you think they're all breaking up now? It's tough to say, but they own them. They own the arena that the Miami Heat play in. So
for like 17 years, it's like a huge contract.
Yeah. So that's, we went to a Lakers game last week, and it's formerly the Staples Center is now called the Crypto.com Arena, or as they're really, really trying to make happen, the Crypt.
No.
Yeah. And I was thinking to myself when we were there, I wonder if this is going to turn back into the Staples Center, or like who's going to buy it when this Crypto.com inevitably folds, because this is, FTX is not the only cryptocurrency trading site that is suddenly like the house of cards. You like blow it and there's suddenly nothing there. Like this is common. Again, I don't want to argue with anyone. If you feel passionate about cryptocurrency and you made a lot of money in it, congratulations.
Yeah, congrats.
You know something that I don't, but like if you think this isn't gambling, like it's gambling, but it's gambling with fake money, which is why, you know, you don't see Caesar's Palace folding, because they're gambling with real money.
Yeah.
we haven't moved over to cryptocurrency yet. So to put so much value on it to a point where these people can buy sports arenas with real money, and they can resign and take real money away, real billions of dollars away, to go off into their fuck palaces on the islands. Like, that's your fault. That's your fault, Tom Brady.
Yeah.
You were gambling.
So the lawyer, or the person who managed Enron's bankruptcy, that person, like the most experienced bankruptcy like person in the world, right? Like he's handled his name is John Ray the Third. He said that that he handled the liquidation of Enron after that huge accounting scandal back in the day. And he said he's never seen a company in worse shape than FTX. In my 40 years of
Hilarious.
legal and restructuring experience, I've been chief restructuring officer or chief executive officer in several large corporate failures in history. I've never seen such a complete failure of corporate controls and a complete absence of trustworthy financial information as occurred here. Like if Enron was like, oh, they did a pretty good job compared to this, that's insane.
Yeah, that's
So
crazy.
in their bankruptcy filing, here's some of the worst examples of what was happening. Employees submitted expenses reimbursements over a chat. A random manager would accept or reject those reimbursements with an emoji. Can you imagine being like, hey, I had lunch for a business meeting, devil horns or praise hands being your response? Alameda Research, FTX hedge fund, gave Sam Bankman Fried a $1 billion personal loan. They also loaned the director of engineering $543 million. Very few records were actually kept. Most decisions were made over a chat with messages automatically deleting after a certain time. The company was worth $32 billion, but they never had board meetings. Neither did most of their subsidiaries. They owned 132 subsidiary companies. They had no cash management system. Corporate funds were used to purchase several real estate purchases. Employees and executives put their names on homes purchased with company funds. Management had no idea how much cash was on hand at any given time, or even where all their cash was. FTX didn't keep proper records of who they employed. Employees and contractors commingled throughout the different companies without proper documentation of how they spent their time. Certain employees can't be located, which could mean some employees were fake. Crypto deposits by customers weren't even recorded on the balance sheet. Presumably, all crypto assets just went to one central slush fund used for whatever. This is truly like, give a bunch of kids fucking each other some money.
I mean, what a masterful example of failing upwards, because on a different timeline or something, like with like just the slightest hair out of place in, butterfly effect timeline, like none of these people would be successful at all with the business prowess and the skills that they have. I mean, we live in a crazy country, Erica, where, sometimes you get very, very, at least in this day and age, you can get very, very rewarded for kind of brash confidence and like no skill set and like being very illogical and crazy. But I don't know. I'm looking forward to seeing a Netflix documentary about it to learn more.
Truly, the emperor has no clothes. Like, the guy came in and was like, you know what? You know what?
You just had to make a place to buy Bitcoin. And then all of a sudden, because again, this is not the only company that has this problem. Like, this is a very bad one. And this was one of the biggest.
Yeah.
But like, you create a place online to buy Bitcoin and Dogecoin and, like Ethereum and whatever. And then you just, a bunch of people give you your money. And I don't know. This is crazy.
Yeah, this is crazy. This is why I keep all of my money in a
Buried
jar
in a
in the
box.
backyard and under my mattress. Yeah.
Yeah. You got to keep cash on hand.
I keep liquid cash in
to.
gold.
Got to.
Yeah, paper cash and savings bond. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, babes, what are you hoarding? What are you hoarding?
I'm hoarding the Netflix movie starring Lindsay Lohan herself, Falling for Christmas.
Yes.
We watched it with a group on a couple days, like 2 days ago. It's a cheesy Christmas movie. Don't go in there expecting me. I'm not recommending Citizen Kane right now, okay? I'm recommending a cheesy Christmas movie, but I feel happy to see Lindsay Lohan back and seemingly normal. And I don't know, I just liked it, you know? I mean, I love Christmas movies in general, but I'm happy for Lindsay Lohan and I'm rooting for her. And so I will use my small platform to encourage everyone to go and watch Falling for Christmas on Netflix. And you know what? Just lighten up, huh? Why don't you lighten up? Why don't you just enjoy it?
Have a good time. Have a good time.
It's silly. Laugh.
You have a nice time.
Grab a glass of wine.
I think I know the person who wrote that question.
Okay, if that's true, you need to get me in contact with this person because
Okay.
I can write these. I
Okay.
just don't have the platform. Like trust me, nothing would satisfy me more. Keep your Emmys, keep your Oscars. This is what I want to do.
This is me. Yeah.
This is my calling. All right, what are you hoarding?
Okay, I'm hoarding. It was on Peacock and it's based off the documentary Abducted in Plain Sight, but there's a dramatization called A Friend of the Family.
Mhm.
And it was done with cooperation of the Broberg family. So if you don't know what Abducted in Plain Sight was, it covers the story of Jan Broberg, who was kidnapped twice by a family friend, Robert Birchtold.
I don't want you to spoil it because it's that crazy.
That's the premise. That's it. This is the fact of the story. She was kidnapped twice over a period of 2 years by this friend of their family. And you're like, that sounds crazy. How could that happen? And you watch the documentary and you watch them telling the story and you're like, this sounds nuts. But when
I think we talked about it.
I think we talked about the documentary.
Yeah.
But when you watch the Jake Lacey plays the man who kidnaps her. And but when you watch it, you hear the documentary and you hear her telling the story. And again, she was involved in doing the scripted series as well. So the family had input and told the story. And she even introduces the scripted story. Like, this sounds unbelievable, but like, this is what happened. When you watch it play out, you go, oh, I 100% understand what happened to this family. It's
oh, wow. Interesting.
Ludicrous. It's true. Like, you watch something, you're like, this is unbelievable. And then you watch the show too, and you go, God, this is unbelievable. But you understand more of the emotional components of it. And it's done so well. It's called Friend of the Family. It's on Peacock. It's totally worth getting. Get Peacock, y'all. They've got some great original content.
I like Peacock a lot.
I
got it recently and
big fan.
I've been enjoying it.
Yeah. What are you throwing away?
Chili feet.
Oh,
My feeties are always so cold now.
Oh.
And like then I have to put on socks, but it's like I only have no-show socks, and so I only have a few pairs of socks up high, and I hate it. My feet are so chilly these days.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get frostbite in my own apartment.
Oh, sorry.
What are you throwing out?
Okay. So I'm a part of this app called Flip, and it's for people that specifically do wellness and beauty and skincare. So they make like little reviews of the product. The more you watch, the bigger discount you get on buying things. You can just add that product right to your cart. And if the more videos you watch, the bigger discount you get on things. And then if you do videos yourself, you get a bigger discount. So I had a cart built and I had like a huge discount, but I also got 3 items for free. And one of those items was a fancy electric toothbrush. And I was like, ooh, I've never had an electric toothbrush. And let me just tell you this, I'm a hard brusher. I go through a toothbrush. I act as if I'm trying to find Curly's gold. I'm digging in my mouth. Like, I'm terrible. I know I need to brush softer. I'm a hard brusher. And I was like, you know what will probably help me stop? I have an electric toothbrush. I bet I would be a softer brusher. So I get this electric toothbrush. Again, it's free. It's a fancy brand. I'm not going to name drop them till I figure this out. I get it yesterday. I can't wait. I'm going to use it. It's all charged up. I go to use it. Cassandra, I don't know how the F people use electric toothbrushes. My head was rattling. It was like I was seeing God. It was the worst experience. I was like, are my fillings going to jump out? Like, it was horrific. I hated it. And I was like, how do you, and it was like, every once in a while it would beep and it'd be like, okay, I guess I go to the news section, I was doing it. So I wasn't doing anything. It was letting it do the work, but it was the worst experience. I hate it. I hate an electric toothbrush. And this is a very nice brand. Again, I'm not going to name drop them until we sort this out, and maybe if they sponsor me, I'll name drop them. But it was horrible. How do people use electric toothbrushes? I hate it.
Did you go too hard?
No, I wasn't doing any of I was holding it still and just moving it, around. I wasn't doing any of the scrubbing.
Honestly, there's probably some YouTube videos on like how to do this, but to be like, I'm having a hard time getting through this little segment right now because, I have a problem with like teeth brushing and like, it just makes me nauseous to think about other people doing it. And so like, even like the fact that there are probably videos out there that will like show you how to do this. Yeah. Like, I'd rather watch someone take a shit on a glass table than watch one of those videos.
What do you? Yeah. Cass, I forgot. I'm hoarding something else.
What? Oh, what?
I'm hoarding something big.
Yeah.
Me too. Trashy now has a merchandise line.
We got shirts. We got shirts.
Stickers, hoodies, put it on a dog bowl, put it on a sticker, whatever you want.
Whatever the hell you want.
TrashyTrashyPodcast.threadless.com. You can buy accessories for the home, mugs, notebooks, skateboards, even buttons, rugs, tapestries, t-shirts for kids, women, men, non-binary friends, magnets, yoga mats. You've always wanted a trashy yoga mat. Cass, tell them some of the designs.
We have designs that say "Shout out Ashley,"
because she gets name dropped more than Florida Man. And guess what? We have a Florida Man shirt.
We have a Florida Man shirt. We've got Baby Trash Can, I Lie to My Therapist, Stay Garbage. We have my personal favorite, which is Time Traveler.
We have one that says Trashy Podcast. Stay Trashy.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of stuff on there, more designs to come. We'll get one with our logo on there.
My personal favorite, it says Trashy, not just a podcast. It's a lifestyle on the back. But yeah, you can buy all of these incredible shirts at the website trashytrashypodcast.threadless.com. We'll be posting images all over our socials right now on Threadless. Though there are $15 tees through 11/23, ending at 5 p.m. Central Time, though, so you got to take advantage now. Those are select t-shirts, select styles, but you can take advantage of all of this, and we would love to see you in them. If you buy something, send us a pic. We'd love to see you in them. That'd be please
send us a pic. We'll put you on the Instagram. We're gonna have the website on the Instagram. We're gonna have it available, but go buy merch because we love doing this podcast and we love all of you listeners, and let's all just rep it together.
Rep it. It's truly been so fun, and we have some samples in already from us, and I can't wait to see more out in the wild. And I truly think this is a perfect Christmas gift, perfect Hanukkah gift. Too late for probably a Thanksgiving gift. I don't know if they'll arrive in time, but make it a holiday they'll remember.
Sure.
If you know someone that doesn't listen to this podcast, give them a time traveler shirt and they'll go, what? And then they'll think you're a time traveler.
I mean, honestly, I usually take advantage of like Black Friday sales to buy stuff for myself. So buy this for yourself. Like, I mean, yes, gift it, sure. But like get yourself one too. You earned it.
A Baby Trash Can coffee mug. You know you need your fuel in the morning. Just do it.
And if I'm not mistaken, this is a little bit customizable where you choose the logo that you want, you choose the type of shirt that you want, you choose your size, of course, and it's available in a lot of different colors. So like
V-necks,
this is
colors, tanks,
customizable
sweatshirts, hoodies, zip ups, all different types of wash, like vintage, tri-blend, performance, champion, ringers, classics, softies, regulars. We have it all.
Get
So
on
many.
there.
They come in all different types of wash as well. French terry, classic fleece, sponge fleece. It's
The list
like
goes on.
infinity. Anyway, we're just very proud. So please roll that out. And, as always on other socials, you can find us at
Trashy
Pod
Podcast.
on Instagram and Twitter. For now, Twitter ?
Yeah,
You can
who
find
knows?
us at Trashy Pod on TikTok as well. But Cass, where can the people find you specifically?
At Cass Cardenas on Instagram. I mean, it's the same on Twitter, but I'm not posting. I'm really waiting this out.
Yeah.
And where do they find you?
They can find me at iconic Erica Curry on Instagram, on TikTok as well. And that's kind of where I want to be right now.
Totally. Well, wonderful. I'm so excited for these shirts, and I'm excited for our listeners for their mere existence. The fact that they're there.
Yeah.
Thank you for being there.
Thank you. All right. Hey, Cass.
What's going on, girl?
Hey, garbage.
You say garbage, girl.
I will. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.